we resume the session for the second part. Okay, before we do not do demo yet. Demo will be at the last one. Okay, let's move on to the next one. This little bit I want to go detail on the blockchain. I don't want to go this to the first part because we just want to warm it up, right? The previous one. So in the concept of the blockchain, we want to go a little bit on how it's worked. In the blockchain, can be IPTM Genesis or something like the configuration file at the block number 0. It defines how the blockchain works. You can have the main chain or testnet chain, whatever. Doesn't matter. That means between the block, we are running a gap of 5 seconds. Okay, using POA. So it's 5 seconds. So that between this block, that means there is some limit how big one block can store. It's called gas transaction gas limit each block. So that means there is many ways that you can submit transaction. For example, you can submit one by one. Okay, that means if you submit certificate 1, 2, 3 one by one, you need to wait. But it is a default API. But in the IPTM testnet, we do not use a default API. We are submitting as much as possible. We can submit at the beginning. So that's why we can see that we did not submit 1 second to submit one block. We're submitting 10,000 around 200 seconds something there, so that the blockchain node later on will assign that okay, and the block number 2 they only put 80 certificate, block number 3 put 80 certificate, block number 4 80 certificate. Later on they have something called it transaction what you call cache or something, transaction buffer, so that make sure that you turn off the node Okay, as long as you turn on the node, they will read the buffer. They will slowly store all the transactions that we are submitting. So that means if there are many people submitting transaction, there is no guarantee that your transaction will be put in the latest block. Probably need to wait. Some people that want to have your transaction being put inside the block, latest block, they will going to pay Ether gas of transaction fee is greater than others Because the miner we choose the best who the one that paying more to submit transaction. But in case of the POA, IPTM testnet, we don't bother about the Ether is a free. Okay, we don't bother about the price. So anyone can submit. It depends on queue Whoever submit first, you're going to get the latest block So that's how it's work. So okay, little bit on the blockchain. Right now, previously I mentioned to you guys on the diagram, the performance. Because I share this, I do not share this slide first. I share the performance result of the experiment because I hope that you can compare, can understand that when you are using blockchain, you are using family car. Okay, not a sport car or F1 car. I don't understand that. Okay, so by default, it's a Bitcoin. You can only have 3 or 4 transactions per second. Not fancy That's why, and in blockchain Bitcoin need to wait 10 minutes to get one block. 10 minutes to get one block for Bitcoin. For Ethereum, average 15 seconds per block or 30 seconds per block. Ethereum public, I'm talking about public right now. In the POA IPTM, it's around 5 seconds. You can adjust 1 to 1 second, but probably if there is no transaction submitting, we're just creating a waste block Okay, even not big, but in average, based on my experiment, I've studied that for 1 year, around, if you have a very basic thing, data you store inside the POA network, every 5 seconds, it's required around 2.5 gigabyte. Yeah, just having a small transaction, very basic one, something like the way I do experiment right now. You will consume around 2.4 or 0.5 gigabyte yearly. That means if you're having faster block being created, that means you're going to add more storage. So that's why 5 seconds is average okay Okay, so another thing is that if you're using iExploTech or CIDL, right now you're using Tangle technology. So they are using this is referring as a block. You collect all transactions put in the block, but in the Tangle or call it DApps technology, they are using transaction based. Okay, so based on transaction referring, this is all transaction. New transaction referring to all transaction. The bit old transaction refer to more older transaction. They are using referring transaction, but in blockchain you are collecting block by block. That's a different performance. That's why the Tangle is very fast, or hash graph very fast. They are referring based on transaction. So you can say that in the later on IOTA specialist, we have a very fast transaction. Just not 800, 8,000. It's more than 1,000, and also hash graph for the run on the hyperledgers. Hyperledger is a private network. It's not a public network. Ethereum and Bitcoin is one of public. Okay, IOTA Tangle is a public network. They're using DAC. This is a public network. Hyperledger, not. Hyperledger is running on a private network. So they're quite fast, 2,500 at this when I snap referring to this slide. So actually more faster or slowest, it depends on the implementation hardware. So at least 2,500 is about a Visa Mastercard speed. Okay, this is a bit on the Tangle, a bit on the performance. You can see that if you are using Hashgraph, something like you are using F1 car, okay, very fast. Okay, or Tangle also fast, is suitable for the IoT. If you have a lot of sensor node, you want to store as the sensor transaction, not as something you put it in the block, because if you're going to have a delay if you store it waiting for 5 seconds or 15 seconds. So that's why you are using Tangle. My advice is that if you have some project, you need to understand the project nature. When you understand the project nature, you choose either using blockchain or Tangle or Hashgraph, whatever. Not saying that we are using blockchain because they provide solution this, they do that, they kind of boom. Okay, it's totally wrong. It depends on what transaction you want to run. You want to fast write, you are using Tangle or Hashgraph. If you want to have a stable car, family car, something like that, you write one but rarely update, you use a blockchain technology because blockchain efficient for read. Okay, here I want to show you a bit detail. When you look at the blockchain, in 5 seconds, or for example in Bitcoin, it requires 10 seconds to create a new block. That means you need to put everything, okay, transaction every 10 minutes, and then you try to verify it and you seal it. Wow, 10 minutes. Just imagine that in Bitcoin it require at least 10 transaction, 10 block to consider your transaction is a valid one. Okay, in Bitcoin, I repeat, let's say you are submitting transaction here, okay, and then you need to wait another 9 block ahead of you, so that you can consider your transaction is valid. In Bitcoin, require 10 minutes to create a new block in average. That means you require 100 minutes to verify Bitcoin transaction. So you cannot imagine that you want to go to the petrol station or pump to fill up your car gases or fuel, and you need to wait 100 minutes to verify the transaction. So it's killing yourself. Better you put your pump and then put the gas on your body and burn yourself to wait there. So it doesn't make sense using Bitcoin to pay the gas or buy some groceries. That's why you are using something like Tangle or Hyperledgers, because they are referring transaction. Okay, in Tangle they are using proof of work. Very short, probably a couple of milliseconds to do something, so that there is no spam. In the latest Tangle they are using CIDL, they have some automatic detection, so that less spammer because in the Tangle IOTA networks, it's a public network, it's a free, everybody can submit transaction. Okay, Bitcoin need to pay, Ethereum need to pay public, but Tangle is free. That's why they have some changing the architecture, they consensus, and then to make sure that there's less spammer because too many spammer in the networks. Okay, a little bit on the comparison between blockchain and Hashgraph packages. So you can see that the previous block by block, Hashgraph is something like Tangle. You see that? Something like Tangle. Actually, they have A, B, C, D is a users lah. All user in the Hyperledger is a verified user, is a registered user. Okay, so you cannot have an outsider, outliers to join the network. Cannot. You can. User must be known. Compared to the blockchain, everybody can submit as long as you have Ethers or Bitcoin. Also, compared to the Tangle, everybody can submit. That's why they have a lot of spammer of transaction. Something like garbage dump already. Okay, people put a lot of sensitive node data become because it's public, so they have to suffer of the damage of the too many garbage rubbish lah. So in a Hyperledgers, it's a private. All the people that are using the node already known lah. At least registered user lah. That's why it's more private system. Okay. Okay. At the end, normally I show this slide first, but in this talk I share the last one because I believe that by doing the action, something like action movie, right? You see the Tom Cruise falling from somewhere and shooting the enemy back something, and then somehow you go back a bit slow, look back. Why is it something that happened, right? Because why the action happened? Okay, so here we are here, like that. We show the action first a little bit, and then we go to back why that's happened. So right now I'm going to compare what is blockchain and database technologies. Database is a centralized system. Blockchain that talking about something like decentralized. And then when you want to make the decision or to choose either want to use the Ethereum, whatever the technology previously I showed you in the diagram, you need to know which one the best one, and then you pick the technologies lah. Not something like we want to have a blockchain, we choose Ethereum. Oh God, you need to understand that the nature of the problem you want to solve or the project you are developing, and then choose the best one. Okay, so here I want to compare the architecture first. Blockchain they are using decentralized, distributed. Why I say decentralized, distributed? Actually, even though decentralized, one node can connect to, for example, decentralized, distributed mean you have one node. Let's say you have a 10,000 node in the network. You can one node connect to 10,000 node. That means distributed. Okay. Actually, impossible to implement because your computer have very limited memory. If you want to be distributed, you want to connect to all 10,000 nodes in the network. You need to have big RAM, big CPU. You are running P2P networks, so it doesn't practical. That's why you are using decentralized. You connect to the nearest node or the trust node or what, at least around 100 nodes. You cannot have a distributed actually in a practical one because limitation of your computer, RAM, memory or CPU, and also network bandwidth lah. So and then somehow they broadcast to each other lah. That's happened actually when we Ethereum introducing a new one using a sharding technology and the Ethereum 2.0 Ethereum proof of proof of stake. So they want to improve the performance of the writing Ethereum node transaction ledger. So they are not using only one block, but they can have multiple block. Can have somehow something like Tangle. But it's less efficient than Tangle, but they have a different method. I don't want to go detail here because they need to go to be explanation lah. If you attend my training for 5 days, inshallah I will share to you guys lah to detail. So database is centralized. To be honest with you guys, you cannot deny the existence of the SQL database. Probably at least next 10 years, because database I'm showing previously is very fast to store. Okay. My project with some of the local university, we are using hybrid, whereby we have still using blockchain. Some part we are using database. You cannot remove database. Okay, database is still there. At least next 10 years. Okay. Network performance, of course, with blockchain is faster. You have many nodes. You can add any node at any moment. So you have many nodes. You are faster. Database, you cannot add something cannot have more. You can have more one node. You need to use load balancer. That means there's another technical problem you need to have lah. But it's very difficult to add more node. Okay, so that's the base. So performance, you can have multiple node. So that means choose any node that have a less load and connect to that node and do whatever blockchain transaction there. So that's fast, right? security and digital forensic. Of course, all the transaction in the block is traceable. Okay, so even though you update the state, but let's say you are writing transaction at the block number 100, and then somehow at the block 200 you change some variable value, but the record is still the. If you go to the block 100, the original data is still there, but when you go to block 200 that you are updated, that means the new data is there. So you can go around whichever snapshot you want to go. Let's say you want to get data at the block number 100, you get the original value. If you go to snapshot of the block 200, you get the new value. So this means it's traceable. You cannot change. You can change, but people know that the original value and previous value and latest value. In database, of course, are not traceable. This append data in database. Of course, you can have a log, system log that whoever write this moment at this location, this guy is submitting data. But when you append the data in the database SQL, that means the new data will be there. This is not, you cannot trace back the original data. That's a bit challenging. So that means if you use for the database in the solution in the general election, PRU, next PRU. So actually at the end, the admin is having the control of the entire system. The admin can change any data so that, for example, Anwar Isa is become the next Prime Minister, for example. That's lah. Because there is no traceable. That's why we are using blockchain can provide that one. You can traceable because dekat setiap party, for every party that involved in the election, they can have one node, at least one node lah, at the site, so that they can monitor the transaction that nobody is appending the data lah. Because blockchain, everybody have a sharing the same state. So another thing is that we can use the system backup. Okay, in the blockchain, I love that each node is original copy. Each node actually each blockchain node storing the same copy. No need for backup. You don't need to backup every weekly or monthly. No need. Just having another node connected to the network, and then automatically they sync the data. All node will have identical data. So that means this is the backup lah. As long as you have one node running, you are safe. Data is still there. So this is the way to backup. But if you're using database, of course, it's a little bit nightmare for the admin. You need to weekly or monthly backup. Don't forget that. Okay. Downtime for the system update. Of course, in blockchain, even though you do hard fork whatever thing, there is no system downtime because blockchain node can be updated at any moment. For example, right, blockchain node, what I mean is a machine lah, it's a computer or laptop. Let's say you want to upgrade blockchain node. Let's say previously you are using hard disk. The size of hard disk 2 GB. It's quite slow lah hard disk. You want to upgrade your computer, you remove the hard disk, you put replace with the SSD hard disk, probably 3 GB. SSD very fast. So you just replace the hard disk and install whatever system there if required, and then just running the node at node number at the block number 0, connecting the for example Ethereum client to the network. Automatically they will download all the chunk of data from the network from the other node. So that means after a couple days or couple hours, it's something like your torrent movie long time ago, right? Before broadband technology is there, people torrent. Okay, at the end you get one movie, right? Complete a movie. It's a pirated movie, of course. You get a torrent movie, you can watch movie, right? Actually, each computer storing the same chunk, right? Some chunk of the movie. At the end, you will check back the integrity or the file hash is correct and everything. So you can watch the movie. It's the same thing here. It store all the blockchain node is distributed around the world, for example. So all node we share, and then you build back your own original backup or original data. That's mean. So no need to bother about downtime because when one node being updated, there is another node. Okay, so you can run 24 hours. But if database, if somebody deny our service or whatever, okay, system always down. Okay, even updating server. Deny our service also the same thing. One node down, another node running. So I love the beauty of the blockchain. Entire system hang up lah, of course. not even the DDoS attack. Everybody want to submit a grant for FRGS or PRGS, whatever grant during the last day of deadline. Of course, it become hang. And that they also happened during the PKR election. I think they have to elect the party leaders a couple of years back. They are using online whereby all the members can choose the highest top leaders of the party. So they also got some problem because too many people want to access one server, right? This crazy. Okay, access control. Smart contract, they provide permission access control protected and data encryption. It means whenever you want to access smart control, they will check your address, identity, or something like that. So that your data, when you're accessing the data, you are the owner of the data. Data encrypted. Okay, first thing is that if you're running Ethereum, Bitcoin, your data in the blockchain is not encrypted. You need to encrypt it manually lah. Or data or the state in the blockchain is being seen to others. So you need to encrypt your data. So I say data encrypted because if you encrypt data, people cannot do anything lah. Okay. In Hyperledger, they have something that you can have a segregation of the network. Even you're running the same Hyperledgers, but you can have segregation whereby the group of people in that of the one group lah, they can something like WhatsApp group lah. Only people within the group or in Hyperledger that group can read all the data, something like that. They already implement encrypted at the Hyperledger edges lah. Okay. Okay. So that's why another thing is that database access control, admin can access everything. Admin something like God mode lah. Okay, admin is a God mode. Kalau if you play game, something they call God mode or GM, they can do anything. You can have a general election, everything. At the end, admin can change database, right? Okay, so admin is in a God mode, so they can make decision. Whatever actually the right one, admin can change. So because it's only one admin, you can have multiple admin. Admin can do anything. So in blockchain cannot. If you change one data, there is another node saying that you are lying. Okay, that's why the more node in the system is more secure system. In the blockchain base, at least you need to have a 50% more than 50% honest node lah. Like that lah, so that people cannot lie lah. The blockchain can detect at least 50, more than 50, not 50, more than 50%. 50.001 something like that lah kan. For example, you have a 10,000 node, at least 5,001 node honest, tak berubah data, okay, more than 50%. So the blockchain system is secure of the issue of the admin lah. Okay, application system development and deployment, all programming and data at one place by smart contract programming. No need. Later on, I'm going to show the smart contract example. No need for hosting services. Everything executed by blockchain node. Android, iOS DApp directly access blockchain and smart contract. Like I'm showing the previous diagram in the architecture, right? Something like component. There is no Apache web server, right? No need Apache web server. Everything connects to the blockchain node. No need for the web service, everything. So that's the beauty of the development lah. For the blockchain can have rapid mobile application development. I also have project with the UITM. We creating the web base because we want to run on all platform, right? We do not put on Android or iOS, but we making a web base whereby everybody can access the system UITM micro credential using web base. We also have web base lah. That's another hybrid project lah. So it can be done also. That require the Apache web server, everything lah, because you're using web base. But probably later on, I believe that one day the blockchain also have something like web based solution later on. Okay, if you are using database, of course you need to have a server hosting. You cannot, it's mean the user of the system, you cannot just using you need to have a web server or something. If you are using a blockchain, you need to write smart contract. You store smart contract in the blockchain. So done. You can have your own whatever DApp, mobile app, whatever. But in the database system, you can write web services. That means you need to have hosting services. You need to subscribe hosting services. There's no way that you are running public web server without subscribing and having IPv4 address so that people connect to your website. So no way. Blockchain, you just need to have a smart contract and then people can access your whatever the app, mobile app. So that's mean. Another thing is that you cannot implement programming directly in database. You can only just SQL programming for accessing data. That's some limitation of SQL. You only programming to access SQL data lah. But in the blockchain, you just programming everything. The logic of the heart of system is smart contract, and smart contract will be stored in the blockchain node. At the end, okay, before this is based on the NIST standard blockchain overview. Either you want to move on or take or leave blockchain, especially when you want to apply the grant, right? Normally people apply this grant because blockchain is fancy. No blockchain. If I just put database of course at the RMC level, MUC level, rejected lah your solution because you're using database for your system, whatever is something not fancy. At the end, it's better to have blockchain because it's very look fancy a little bit your research project lah. As we know that blockchain research already done lah. Okay, look at the hype cycle, right? So at the end, what the NIST say, blockchain technology is still new, should be investigated with the mindset of the how could blockchain technology potentially benefit us rather than how we can make our problem fit into the blockchain technology. Okay, so far most people asking me to do this, how we can make our problem fit into blockchain. Wow, except one project at the CSM lah. Okay. So most of people are asking me this. Okay, we have a something, we want to put blockchain there. We want to put blockchain there. We want to put blockchain there. That means we are asking to what problem fit into blockchain. But we never do that, how we could blockchain potentially benefit us. That I'm trying to share with you guys today, how blockchain technology can potentially benefit us rather than bawah ni. Okay, at the end, we could say that organizations should trade blockchain technology like they would any other technology solution at the disposal and use its appropriate station. That's a NIST advice lah. Actually, you can read this document. I read it around 2 days. So at night lah, around 40 page. So you can have this is a document especially being used by, being made by NIST, and most of the people at the senator level read the documentation so that they can have understand a bit layman explanation about blockchain technology. Malaysia don't have something like this. Okay, that's why American only at the top. Because the senator normally know what is blockchain because they already have documentation for them to read in the layman form lah. So this is a little bit, I go rewind back a little bit, what is IPTM. This is the secretariat people, Ramlan, me at the middle, and so Ponisma. Okay, there's my dear boss. And then a couple people here. Okay. Talking about these people, actually, last time Puan Hazrin give sharing in the USIM with me, right? It's just a simple sharing lah. It's not very detailed. Today I'm sharing detail because I'm the one and only the one sharing, right? 2 hours. So I took the entire opportunity to share with you guys more detail lah. Okay. Upcoming workshop. Okay, this is my plan. Last year I have a workshop for 5 days. Luckily I managed at the moment government allow people to travel. We did on the Dorset Hotel at Putrajaya. This year there's no such a thing going to happen. So I've discussed with a couple of people of the IPTM secretariat or also my friend. We plan that to organize a knowledge sharing between not me, okay, something like a workshop, simple workshop, sharing the knowledge of what they have done. In this workshop, I'm going to invite Puan Sarah from the CSM, Cybersecurity Malaysia, Department of the Digital Forensic. She did some system for the using blockchain. So probably she's going to give a sharing for 30 minutes. I also invite Puan Hazrin or Puan Isma from the Department of the Cryptography to give from CSM also to give sharing another 30 minutes. I'm also asking for Anita from Sirim. Sirim also have one first project, baby project. They have managed to complete it using blockchain. That's why I want to asking for Anita, because she did manage to implement the system. So I'm going to ask also a couple people. Also another one is that probably Mimos, the one that doing hands-on. There's a bit on the selected panel for the sharing, something that not a keynote. Actually, the sharing the experience from the industry work. Another thing is that I want to give the opportunities for the university. For example, Dr. Muzaffar, apa lagi, a couple people that I know and I also don't know. Dr. Fairuz, Prof. Salman daripada UITM, Dr. Faris UITM, people that already involving including the development of the blockchain. They also probably have also grant from funding for the government and everything, and also for industry. I want to them to open that some slot, probably 15 minutes for them to share their experience and knowledge lah. That's the thing that I know. I also going to open to everyone that having a project that receiving a grant from the university, also sharing. That means it's open to everyone. We want to have one day. The 3 October 2021 is a Sunday. It's not a working day. We want to have something like santai, sharing knowledge, sharing university experience, also sharing the university experience. No more to my talk. Normally people talk. I talk a lot, sharing a lot. This time I want to you guys sharing whatever you have done. I believe that a couple of university also, UMT also have some project blockchain. I believe that. So you use this 50 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes to share, and probably another friend from university want to QA, asking you. Probably later on you can apply a collaboration grant between university. You're connecting each other. So you sharing first, you jangan kena kod. Okay, keep it for yourself. I'm already sharing everything almost I know, and open source and everything, a lot of things. So it's time for you to share with your friends so that you can have a implementation or apply grant with the collaboration, trans grant, TRJ, whatever grant, or probably multi grant collaboration with the CSM, with the Sirim, so with the Mimos, so whatever, so that you share your things you have done. Probably you got some grant for FRGS. You did something on blockchain. I give you guys around 10 or 15 minutes, share. So I become the moderator for the event lah. So that in one day, if you have less people, that's me going to finish earlier lah. Of course, that my plan. I'm going to give you guys the invitation in the IPTM testnet people, and then of the group around Malaysia, so that people get aware, and then probably you can submit your you agree to give a sharing, and then we assign the slot lah. So that's this time you go and give the sharing. Probably I become moderator. Probably somebody want to give feedback or comment. It's a very nice one lah. It's a good thing. I think that so during PKP ni, at the moment of the quarantine, so that you can have something that blockchain also. I think that's all about my sharing. Before I do all the QA, I want to have a short demo. Okay, we're going to have a short demo. Okay, it's very nice time already. So I'm going to have a demos. First is that when I talk about the system, I'm talking about the heart of the system of the blockchain is a smart contract, right? So in this project, you can go to the GitHub, iExploTech GitHub. Just Google iExploTech GitHub. Okay, we have a couple project repository here. From IPTM testnet repository, some manual. Okay, this is open source project. Of course, it require a lot of effort. Our free time, especially on weekend. Because at the middle of night, sometimes I WhatsApp, I email people or sharing with the group or the IPTM group during weekend, because that's the way the time I'm working for open source for everyone. I had a day I have also had to keep myself alive lah. Okay, I need to do job and project development, everything. That's how I keep myself to feed myself lah and family, also my team. So in a weekend day, we do open source project. Sometimes I'm WhatsApp with all the team at a bit late. That's why, because we are working at the free days for the open source project. So this is some of the GitHub. Okay, for the next time, okay, let's say you can see that here, IPTM blockchain certification system Android. Okay, you can see that here. The entire Android Studio will be published after book chapter submitted by UTM. Okay, actually UTM added accepted. We are doing correction. So when we after correction, all everything, we're going to upload the Android Studio project that together after acceptance of the book. That means we can auto attach I'm asking Dr. Fairuz so that the book chapter in my chapter is a public view. Okay, I'm going to ask for that part because I'm working for the open source project. It's not something closing. I'm submitting for the purpose of the open source. So that I'm going to attach the something like it's a book chapter, not white paper, book chapter with this part, so that people can read and understand the what call the look and feel and the motivation why we are doing the IPTM certificate. Okay, this is testnet already. It's not already shared. So another one is that I can go to iExploTech. There is another part is that repository. Okay, we can go to the smart contract. This is smart contract. In the smart contract, oh not yet. Smart contract. View code. This one. We have some smart contract. The one that we are using right now is the IPTM block certificate. Okay. This is smart contract that are running. You see you have seen all the experiment I did for 10,000 certificate, right? You can do back at home by yourself. This is a smart contract. Okay. So you can modify it. You need to remember that this is a GPL3. You need to understand what is GPL3. Okay. So all the smart contract, for example, I mentioned about add certificate, right? I also put whatever I referring to others, I just put the link lah. So this is for somebody else not my job lah. Okay, so for example, add certificate. This is one of the function add certificate. You call from the Android. You not for Android, from the test machine. You want to add certificate, right? You put certificate number and everything. This is a function for add certificate in smart contract. Okay. And do some processing here, you compare and everything. That's what we call it the logic. The logic of the code is not in the binary file, actually in smart contract. The smart contract will be put inside the blockchain. So read public, this is the one that being running. Read public certificate is run by user that are running a mobile phone. So you can see that the return value is the cert number, name, program, and also the date of combo date. This is the one that function being called by the Android. So that's the thing, it's smart contract. Okay, so I'm going to run the Android IPTM certificate project. This is the one that I'm going to share to the public, including the entire project, including the project, because we create the project using Android Studio Portable. We're going to share the entire project. You just run from your computer, immediately run. So it probably the size around 4.5 gigabytes something, including the Android and everything, including emulator. My advice is that if you want to run the project of the Android Studio, make sure that you are using SSD, not hard disk, because you will generate a lot of people. So you need to make sure that you are using SSD. So if not, you're going to have very lag system to run compile. And also I have encountered many times blue screen. I hope that there is no blue screen during the demo. I already restart my computer because it requires a lot of memory. My recommendation is that to run for the Android Studio at least 16 gigabyte RAM. Okay, computer with 16 gigabyte RAM. Okay. Still so the thing that I'm showing you now is the code that we're going to run inside your computer lah, so that you can make your own DApp, modify and everything. So resources, layout, about application. So here you can have your own design later on. You modify, you just put your logo lah, change your logo to university logo, right, and put your name. For example, www.uitm.edu.my. You just change your name and put something, and then it become your universities lah. Smart contract, just use whatever smart contract I give to you guys lah in the previous one, or modify it if necessary. So this is one of the UI design. So right, say we try to run it. Okay, want to run it. So this is the main UI. So run. I already provide the emulator for the. So if you're downloading the full version, you can have a very prepared emulator. Oh, this is another project, so I have to close it. Wait a moment. Just setting that using 1GB RAM for the Android, so that can have to reduce the memory usage lah. Wait a moment, it load. Close this. Okay. So this is a bottom here actually, something that compiling and everything. You can see at the bottom here. I do not show it. There's something. You can see here, right? There's a wheel or something. So you need to wait. My computer also have a quite higher spec. You see here. So that's mean it's not just a. Not this one. But before you want to do development, at least you need to understand the system lah. The specification and everything. This is my processor. Of course, actually it's all thread. Actually, half of it actually 6 core lah. My CPU is 6 core. And make sure that when you want to do development, something you know the task manager monitoring your memory, so that to avoid crash. In the memory side, do not look at the available. Look at here, committed. I have a 24GB RAM. I already used 70GB to run. Okay, as you see test bar right now, right? You see that amount. So there's a limit. If you go to beyond this committed, you're going to use a virtual hard disk as a virtual drive as a temporary. So probably got blue screen. Okay. So now after we run it, okay, this is the you're going to have the apps. You need to give permission to access something lah. Can enter, allow. Okay, you need to register. Okay, I already registered because first time you probably need to put some password. This is blockchain password. Just put any password that we store locally. Don't worry about people know your password. Okay. Okay. Offline, right? Okay, you need to run the blockchain node. Actually, whatever I'm showing right now, going to have inside a manual of the admin. So to set up the entire system, going to have a manual admin. So later on, you're going to have the manual. Look at the manual. If you've got a problem, probably we're going to have give you assistance. So to run it, okay, you need to running a blockchain node. This is single version node. Okay, run. When you run, you're going to have, for example, I open something else, back. So, see that blockchain number. This one. So you're running, reconnected. You can have public one. So you can do a certificate verification. Okay, you can use a QR code. Of course, I cannot use QR code because I'm running emulator. I need to run it on the original smartphone. So these are all the application that you can run later on after we get book submitted, accepted, and everything. In we're going to release also the source code because I need to have a couple testing on the source code. At least we release something that already working. If you want to have a very early access of the source code, okay, you can contact me to my address, to my email or WhatsApp, so that we can have a discussion, so that I can give you a trial. I'm always working something like that because we want to try first before we really give to the public to modify. So this example whereby Android, and I've already shown to you guys all the things here. So there's a demo. I don't want to go to detail how to verify because I already show it previous slide. So that's how to compile and run. Look easy, right? Actually, very little bit technical thing. The manual quite long. Okay, okay, that's it. So that's how you can have your own blockchain-based Wicked app verification. I believe that's all sharing from me. Okay, we have done almost 2 hours. The smart contract is here, already public, so you can access anytime, any moment. Want to modify, want to argue. I'm always welcome people to argue with me. I love people argue with me in a positive manner. Okay, not offensive people in Facebook. In a positive manner, you are saying that I'm not good. There's something wrong there. Not update. I'm always looking at be honest with me. Okay, it's okay. Uh, Probably something I'm making mistake, or because I already make by myself, so probably I need a third party to comment. But the problem in Malaysia, not many have expertise in the area, so that's a bit difficult. So later on, that's why I'm asking CSM to verify some part later on. So that's it. A bit review on the correct on the blockchain demo. And the last one, the papers. This is a paper that book chapter waiting for the UMS UTM to accept the final version, and then we're going to share with the together and everything. So you can have also something, not white paper, but it's a book chapter. So I think that's all from me. I want to apologize if I make some offending each other. I don't have no intention about that. Of course, I don't like scam token, and also people that selling a scam token, promoting the scam thing. Okay, that's I really probably offend that people. It's okay lah, because they are liars, right? They are bad guy. So I hope that next time we're giving another opportunities to sharing, especially waiting for this one. This October, I hope that people join. Probably I do not know you guys. This opportunity for you to share what your project you have lah. This is my last contact lah. Okay, you can share with me. Contact my business number, WhatsApp, or just email. I would love WhatsApp faster compared to email. Using Hotmail lah. Do not use iExploTech because it's a bit slow. Normally official document using this one lah. So that's all from me. I want to thank to the UITM, the team that organizing the event, so that I can be sharing to you guys. I hope that we can make the blockchain is a reality in Malaysia, not just dream. It's a reality made by you, not by scammers. I believe that all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm going to stop the screen. Okay.
Okay, Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you so much for the informative and interesting talk. Okay, by Anwar. Okay, right. Okay, so everyone, okay, all ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now we come to the question and answer session. Okay, should you have any question, you might drop the question in the chat area. So I will read it out to the speaker, or you just can unmute the microphone and ask the questions. Okay.
Unmute is better lah. I can hear your voice. I can see your voice.
Okay.
Are you the true blockchain or something like just scammer or something like that? Something like that. Okay.
Okay. So we need some authentication here.
Yeah.
Okay,
I can see your voice. I can see your voice.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so the speaker requested for you to unmute. Okay, and also turn on the camera. Okay, in order to ask questions.
Okay lah. No camera pun still okay. I accepting. Sometimes people have their own private, right? Just voice. Okay, I can see your voice. Don't worry.
Okay, can see your voice. All right. Okay. Right, Dr. Ak, there's one question here.
Okay.
Okay, regarding the demonstration just now. Okay, on the mobile DApps. Okay, this one is from Sharifah. Okay. She just asked you, can the demo be run in all types of operating system?
By default, we are making on the Linux, but I'm demoing Windows, right? Actually, the server side, Ethereum, they have a client running on Windows, Linux, Mac. It doesn't matter. I'm doing a demo on Windows. You can also run. I'm not recommended using Windows. Windows using a lot of memory.
Yes,
doesn't make sense to run in blockchain node. So definitely, if you redeploy, like the spec that I'm showing to you in the setup, right, in the cheaper in the cloud, right?
Okay.
That using that spec is enough, basic spec lah. You can run on the Mac, Android. Of course, you can make also a UI for the iOS. It's a bit costly. You can also make a web-based, like we did with the UITM, with the Dr. Suraini project lah, with the ICT team develop. Because UITM also have internal developer, they are developing the web-based. So this means it can be deployed in any platform lah.
Okay, so meaning that they can download all the installation toolkit from the DApps, right?
Yeah, including manual, so that they can follow the manual lah. Probably later on we're going to have a sharing how to run after everything complete lah. And we probably half day we run all the entire system lah.
Definitely. Okay, so I believe that we have students who are interested in embarking on this project. Okay, right. As for now, so from the faculty from FSCAM ourselves, we have some students are running or doing this blockchain project as their final year project. So as for me, I have 4 more students, registering. I have 4 more students coming, to do on this, to work on blockchain for their final year project.
So my advice is that make sure that the lecturer also have enough knowledge a bit lah, and before you can guide the people, right?
Yes, definitely. Okay, so the best, I think the first step is to join the workshop that you have promoted just now, right?
Yeah, sharing your knowledge, not just me sharing, right? People sometimes maybe some people comment my voice is too fast, too slow, too fast already, very fast talking, right? So that's why I want to hear you guys talking lah. I just become moderator. I love that part. Okay, anyone please ask question. If you even just blockchain things, it's okay, but probably not related to the project. I also welcome that kind of question lah.
Okay. And just wondering that for the students, after they're completing their project, what else they can do after that? Instead of just doing this blockchain for the final year project. So after that, what else they go for?
They can, if they already has experience in development, probably they can become part-timer at my company, at least.
Okay.
Also,
there's good opportunity there.
Yeah. Also, I have a couple of people that require developer for the blockchain. So probably they can get some information or recommendation to work in that company. But then it must be, you need to know that industry is very, they want people to do the job, not training the people, right? That's why some people, I have a couple of intern that train, I love intern at least 4 months above lah, not 2 months lah. 2 months just water boy lah. Okay. So at least 4 months above, so that they can learn something, they can get experience. Sometimes if your people are good enough, I already invite them to the project, they get some payment lah. Money is already making money, even just intern student.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, right. Thank you, Dr. Okay, any other questions from the floor?
I believe that there are a lot of people today because some people from IPTM also joined. Almost 160 something, right?
Yeah, we reached 207.
I'm expecting for some question from 158 people. Okay, please.
It's actually we reached 207 participants just now.
Yeah, oh really? My God. Okay, Alhamdulillah. This is a lot. Okay, I'm going to share in the YouTube lah, insyaAllah, the video that later on. I have a couple of video previously lah. I will share also lah. Including this one in my side recorded lah. They also have a UITM recorded, right?
Yes. We also recorded the session, and then we will share the link with the participants and nice. And the public as well, through the CIDL website.
Okay, that's nice. Okay lah. So my friend from the other university, please say hi to me if you really want to say hi. Just check your mic, make sure that not mute. I want to hear some people's voice lah. Dr. Abdul Kadir.
Yeah, we have some familiar names here.
Yeah, of course, I know a lot of people here, but they are silent.
Assalamualaikum, Dr. Anwar.
Waalaikumsalam. Ya, Mustafa. Siapa ni? Siapa?
Zahari.
Zahari daripada Inspam UPM. Okay. Silakan Zahari, ada soalan. Zahari merupakan programmer yang banyak buat kriptografi. Dia actually bila ada UPM dekat bahagian Jabatan Matematik nak buat apa-apa implementation matematik algorithm, Zahari ada orang cari. Okay, silakan Zahari. Ada soalan Zahari?
Tak ada soalan. Just enjoy the bengkel je.
Okay, anything lah, tak ada soalan, tak apa, kata nak ada komen-komen apa ke apa, silakan.
Kalau sebenarnya kalau boleh nak tanya,
Ada soalan pula. Saya tak ada soalan. Silakan.
Peluang penyelidikan dalam bidang blockchain.
Okey.
Memandangkan boleh kata saya beginner dalam blockchain arena. So nak tahu juga kat mana ruang-ruang penyelidikan yang boleh kita tengok untuk blockchain.
Okey. Itu menarik actually. Blockchain datang pada kriptografi sebab dia ada dia pakai signature scheme, dia pakai hash value. Saya rasa dekat in-spam tu ada je beta whatever Rabin P signature scheme yang boleh digunakan untuk menggantikan bukan kita pakai Ethereum tapi kita pakai yang signature ataupun kriptografi algoritma yang dibuat oleh in-spam sendiri, and you pun boleh memang programmer, developer, so kita integrate dengan blockchain so that kita boleh buat kita punya blockchain client sendiri menggunakan kriptografi kita punya sendiri. Sebab kita tahu in-spam tu ada banyak signature, digital signature algorithm, kan. MSCR pun ada ramai kawan-kawan lain yang boleh buat, so that kita boleh buat sendiri. Actually opportunity kat sini ialah mengambil algoritma yang sedia ada, penyelidikan kita boleh buat lah dekat aplikasi level application level of research, di mana kita ambil algoritma yang dah ada, kita uji di atas blockchain.
Sounds good.
Itu yang antara benda kita boleh buat, cubalah. Sebab sekarang dia pakai elliptic curve, signature scheme. So kita boleh cuba gantikan tu apa side effect performance ke, apakah dia boleh menambahkan kebaikan lagi, ataupun hash function yang kita pakai lebih optimum ke. Itu antara benda kita boleh cubalah.
Okey.
Carilah peluang nanti lepas PKP lah kot, kita boleh jumpa lagi kat kedai nasi Arab ke. Boleh sembang panjang. Kat Sembang kan. InsyaAllah. Okey. Okey, sama Zahri. Okey, siapa nak rakan lain?
Assalamualaikum Dr. Anwar.
Waalaikumsalam. Itu Suraini ke?
Yes.
Nampak. Okey. Ya, bos projek UITM. Ya, silakan.
Tak ada tanya apa-apa lah. I hope that our project is successful. And then banyak benda lagi kalau sukses ni kita
mungkin
akan apply.
Silakan cerita sikit pasal projek sikit, mungkin rakan lain nak tahu.
Okay.
Dr. Suraini dah bagi sharing apa? Belum lagi, tunggu lagi Oktober. Dr. Suraini dah bagi. Silakan Dok.
Okay, terima kasih Dr. Anwar nak sharing nak share apa Okay, so this project is under Pejabat Timbalan Naib Chancellor Academy UITM. So this is to produce we call it a micro-credential certificate batch lah. Okay, so kita nak apply this certificate, this blockchain technology to produce the certificate, because of micro-credential ni macam kita ambil setiap kursus and then kita combine jadi satu produce award dia sarjana muda something kan. So macam tu. So kita projek tu start awal tahun lepas kan, Dr. Anwar.
Ya, betul.
So sebab PKP ni kita lambat sikit lah, tapi alhamdulillah it's going smoothly, and can we kata 80% kan siap?
Betul.
Tinggal deploy je.
Nak deploy, nak try, nak bagi pilot test, sebab benda bukan boleh jalan terus kan. Cuma yang menarik ialah dekat saya ni, Dr. Ismail ni bukan antara yang paling awal lah yang take the challenge buat satu projek untuk blockchain kat Malaysia, sebab kat universiti lah. Memang internal in-house developer. Dia bukan pakai orang luar. Dia tak ada orang luar developer. Dia Malaysian, programmer pun daripada department ICT ke, IT kan, IT department.
Betul
So that's the
kita pakai tu tujuannya untuk develop projek tu untuk train juga pada masa yang sama, so dia boleh train dengan developer yang lain lah. Itu tujuan utama UITM buat.
So alhamdulillah lah, so daripada UITM ada bagus Dr. Surya ini ada inisiatif untuk train people. Ini bukan pakai produk orang luar kan, produk scammer ke kan. Kita buat coding sendiri, kita pakai untuk kita sendiri. Dan kita boleh berkongsi dengan rakan-rakan lain, insya-Allah lah, kalau dia orang sanggup bayar aku. Okey, terima kasih Dr. Surya ini.
Okey, terima kasih Dr. Anna.
Okey, saya pada tu dekat bahagian chatting, there is some question daripada Dr. Nur Huda daripada UKM. Ada soalan situ. So the question is that, in your opinion, what do we need to do as we plan to apply private blockchain into preserve the chain of custody? Ini actually chain custody ni actually project CSM, confidential project. Actually Puan Sarah actually a student of Dr. Nur Huda, PhD student. Actually Puan Sarah is the staff of the CSM doing some project, confidential project. Actually it's in generic way, I want to say that if you want to have too many storing the data in the blockchain, you have something like you want to every second you have too many data, couple of input source of the data. That's mean probably the best solution is that we may use the hyperledger of the or Tangle technology. But if you want to just less update lah. If you have too many update, for example, after couple seconds you need to update. That's mean probably hyperledger is the best. Let's say if you want to just evidence, want to save the data one time, you collect. If very rarely want to update the evidence, of course, evidence rarely to be updated. Probably Ethereum smart contract or blockchain is the best one lah. Because we want to have write one, update rarely, read many. Okay, but the data in the blockchain should be private, and the data inside blockchain should be encrypted, because the Ethereum do not implement encrypted data in the blockchain. That means whatever data you submit in Ethereum must be encrypted. So I hope that Dr. Nur Huda make sure that some encryption algorithm. That's why some people using Hyperledger, they already have something like WhatsApp group. Even you are a WhatsApp user, you have your own group. Only people in the group can read the data. Others cannot read. There's something they already have internal encryption between the group. So that's that. If you really want to use Ethereum, probably you need to have a group encryption within at the end layer, not in the blockchain layer, but when you submit the data at the mobile app, you see some data or text file, but when you submit to the blockchain, data encrypted. User is not aware that data encrypted, but data in the blockchain encrypted. When you read back, you have the decryption key, right? So you can read the plain text. Actually, all data, whatever in the discussion of the project is encrypted, but they need to have back-end app lah to automatically try to encrypt it and then decrypt back to the user. I think that the answer to Dr. Nur Huda lah. Anyone have another question?
Okay, Dr. Noah. Kadir ni.
Kadir, Dr. Kadir. Lama tak dengar suara daripada UTM.
Sama Kadir.
UTHM.
Nasi Arab.
Nasi Arab, insyaAllah. So ada apa projek ke?
Dia agak slow lah Dr. Noah pasal
COVID saya faham lah.
Student tak ada kan yang nak buat pasal tu. Tapi mungkin next sem mungkin ada student lah untuk buat pasal blockchain ni.
InsyaAllah bila kita ada event sharing nanti bulan 10 ni, mungkin ada lebih ramai lagi yang berkongsi lah.
Tapi hari tu paper yang tu dah publish lah.
Publish, okey, alhamdulillah paper ada publish. Saya pun tu kata ada setengah orang ajak saya join grant, saya accept je. Tapi tak tahu orang juga mana berlaku kan. Grant FRGS, PRGS apa benda kan. I hope that lepas ni kita boleh lebih communicate each other lah. Orang-orang yang partner saya buat grant, especially on blockchain. Macam tu lah lebih kurang, Dok. InsyaAllah.
Thank you, terima kasih.
Sama. Okay, thank you Dr. Kadir. Salam. Okay, yang lain? Ada lagi soalan sebab kita dah masuk 12 buku. Mungkin moderator nak tutup buku, nak tutup cerita ke. So saya serah balik lah kepada moderator lah kot. Terima kasih ya.
Okay, terima kasih Dr. Noah. Seems like we have no more other questions here.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So I think that's all for our question and answer session.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so any last word from you, Dr. Noah, before we close the session?
Okay, I want to thank Puan Ani lah dengan rakan-rakan dekat group teams so that organize the event. I hope that question saya tadi ini adakah ini the first event kita punya group?
Yes. For CG blockchain ini first event kita sebab kita ada series of webinar kan lepas discuss.
Lepas ni mungkin tolong I hope that we can promote to other friends so that they can join lah.
Yes, insyaAllah.
We also have another couple people that have experience, right? So that we can probably so later on mungkin whoever registered going to get the new invitation lah kot, insyaAllah.
Yes.
So I want to thank you and I hope that we can have a nice lunch today. I think that's all. Thank you very much everyone.
Okay, inshallah. Alright. So yes, I like what Dr. Anwar said, that this is our first event, okay, for CG blockchain, and basically we have planned for more webinar session after this. Okay, and then we have lots of interesting topic to share with others. Okay, right. Okay, so thank you so much, Dr. Anwar.
Bye-bye.
Okay, finally.
Can we snap a picture? Whoever want to be snap picture on the screen?
Okay, so please turn on the camera so that we can have a screenshot of the session of the participants and the sessions today. Boleh turn on camera. Okay. Right.
Okay.
For Nanis, the secretariat boleh tolong screenshot tak? Nanis? Okay, kata saya screenshot ni.
Okay, kita bagi
Okay, right. The secretariat will take a screenshot. Okay, right. So semua senyum. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Done is?
Okay. Alhamdulillah done.
Okay, Alhamdulillah.
Okay,
Alright.
Assalamualaikum. Bye-bye semua. Selamat berjumpa selera.
Okay, so finally we come to the end of the presentation. Okay, we'd like to say thank you very much, okay, to all the to the presenter and all the for the informative and interesting talk, and also to all the audience, okay, for the active participation. So hopefully the presentation will be beneficial, okay, for everyone. Okay, right. So to close our session today, we like to recite Tasbih Kifarah and Suratul As.